In terms of Arnold Allen, um, obviously we didn't see as much as we would have liked. Uh, we were talking about it last podcast. We were expecting this to be one of the best fights of the year, and it did not live up to that at all. It was quite disappointing. I still think Arnold Allen did look good, and I think he did show some promise. But it just rubbed me that whole ending was just like it doesn't feel as good. You know what I'm saying? Like it just so climactic, and yeah, and it's kind of like something where like if he had a very impressive performance, he could be fighting for the belt. But I don't think a performance like that really gives you a chance at fighting for the belt yet next. Like I think he won fair and square. I think the leg kick is what did it. But yeah, it just I don't know. I just don't feel so like I'm a big Arnold Allen fan. I just don't feel so good after that win, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Like Allen looked great, but I think a lot of people expected Allen to be the one that was going to win the first couple rounds. The interesting part was what would happen if it got into the third, fourth, and fifth. We never got to see that. Now, I did predict Allen to win, and you predicted him to win as well.
Yeah.
He looked so fast. And to be honest, it didn't really look like Cater had much for him.
No.
But, and it looked like Cater was going to struggle with his side to side lateral movement. But again, man, like, does this prove that he can hang with the top guys? I don't know. I mean, sure, it's still a legitimate win. He looked. It's better that he looked good than he didn't. Like he really clearly
He
won the first
showed
round.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he showed some stuff. He beat up Calvin Cater in the first, but we still need to see him go more than 3 rounds, and maybe he wouldn't need to. Maybe he would have finished Cater anyway. But either way, I'd like to see him fight, a Josh Emmett or maybe a Yair Rodriguez
Or
next,
Max
and then
Holloway.
fight for a title or
You
Max
want to see
Holloway.
him
That'd
fight?
be great too.
I honestly think he beats Max Holloway.
I think he does too.
I honestly, you know what? I actually think he's got a real chance against Volkanovski. I
I
do.
think I think he has a chance, man. I mean, listen, I still need to see him against a top guy, but he looked really fast, so like he has a chance, bro. Like
Yeah,
he
because
does.
I think that's the biggest thing about Volk. It's the speed, and like it
Yeah,
seems like nobody can match his speed, but Arnold Allen may be able to. So if
yeah.
you take a guy like Arnold Allen, he's got a lot of power too. Um, I think that'd be a banger. I think that would be an amazing fight. I think that's who Volk should fight when he returns back to featherweight.
I think so.
It's just gonna be interesting to see where that division goes before that. You got Yair, who seems to think he's the Conor McGregor. You got Josh Emmett, who like kind of just is in a shitty position, you know.
Yeah,
But
I
and
really think Yair and Josh Emmett should fight. I think
oh,
Yair would beat him, but
you think
I'd like to
Yair would
see
beat
it.
Josh Emmett?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, dude, I really think Josh Emmett's a little overrated. I think he's
Yeah,
lost his last 2 fights.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I thought Cater won. I mean, that's the difference. I mean,
Yair outstruck Max during rounds.
yeah.
Like
Max
he
definitely
was
struggled.
destroying.
Max struggled against Yair. He did.
Yeah, like Yair is, I think, one of the best strikers in the UFC. He's really good. It's just like,
That's
how is he going to do when he's getting taken down? And Max Holloway was able to take him down, and that's the thing. Like, I'd pick Volk to beat him, and maybe Emmett could take him down, but I think Emmett would have a hard time with Yair. I think he might even get. I think he'd get lit up. I mean, Yair was lighting up Ortega.
oh yeah. He was gonna
Yeah,
fuck Ortega up. By the way,
I
like
think so.
he was going to. It's just the fact that thinks he's like this guy who like it like automatically gets a title shot is what rubs me the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, like
These
yeah,
guys
he's great.
waste their primes. They waste their primes so
Yeah, they're
much.
wasting their primes. And Yair had some knee injuries already. Like he's not a young guy by any means. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you'd think he'd want to get to the top as soon as possible, but I don't know. I guess he's got other plans. But I think a Yair Rodriguez fight against Arnold Allen would be a really good fight too. I think that could be a
Yeah.
a fight. What if you have one of them face Max? One of the two should face Max. I mean, it would be Emmett should face Max. Yair should face um Allen
Yeah.
for that because I think Max is okay with the position he's in now because he just knows there's no chance of getting a title shot. He just has to keep beating these top contenders until Volk retires. Um, which I think is actually going to come sooner than people think after listening to that interview. Because he was talking about how this needs to happen, that the move needs to happen now, or it's never going to happen. And he's, how is he, 35 now? Like, Volk may be retiring soon, you know, and I know Max is taking a ton of damage. So, like, he probably, like who knows if he can have
If I
second.
think Volk needs to stay active. Like I think he's gonna fight 3 times next year.
But do you think that that's going to be his last year of fighting?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think even if he loses his belt at 45, he's going to continue to fight.
But do you think he the thing about Volk, which is interesting, is that like first of all, when do you think you think he's going to decline at any point soon, or do you think he's going to be one of those guys?
That's the thing, you know. I mean, he did start MMA a little late, but who knows, man? I mean, I think Volk has another year where he can be at the top, maybe another year and a half. Like
Yeah, I think the thing about Volk is honestly like, look, I know he's a competitor and stuff, but the guy could literally like fight two more guys at the top of that division and then retire, and then people will call him the featherweight goat, and that'll be
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Like
No, like
I think he just should do that. Like if I'm Volkanovski, I'm saying, okay, you know, Allen, let's fight, you know, and then like Yair Rodriguez Emmett, I'll take the winner. If I'm Volkanovski, I'm gonna say, and there to be fair, there's not a clear contender.
no,
And this is
weird
really his
division.
only opportunity to go up. Like he's in his prime, he's at the top, like he's at his peak, in my opinion.
Oh,
Because the Max Holloway trilogy is definitely his peak.
yeah.
I just think like fuck, man. I feel like his I feel like he if he takes on Allen now, I think he beats Allen because Allen is still young and he has never gone 5 rounds.
No, yeah,
And
I agree
I
with
think Volk is even tougher in a 5 rounder, you know? So
you. Tougher. Yeah.
I really, really think that Volk should just stay, man. But
He's not going. But dude,
move up.
I don't necessarily.
I think this is gonna be his downfall. I really do. I
Right?
think even if he defends one more time after this, you know, Max Holloway went up, failed against Poirier, defended against Frankie Edgar, and then lost to Volk. I think that's gonna be what's gonna happen. Like I think Volk is gonna come down, maybe defend, and then lose.
Yeah, it's just
Or
and
maybe
that's like,
defend a couple. I mean, listen, I'd be surprised if he defends 2 more times after he
yeah.
moves
I
up.
mean, who knows how much better Allen's going to continue getting? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He looks way better in this last fight than he did against Hooker. You know what I mean? Like he's getting better each fight. So like maybe you want to fight an Allen sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Before he does
That's
get
what
too much.
I'm saying, man. If I'm
Yeah,
Volk, I'd rather fight him now than in a year or two.
yeah. Because I think in a year or two, I think he beats Volk. Honestly,
But if Volkanovski beats Islam, what does that do for his legacy?
I mean, I think he'd have to be the goat, or
Of the
like
sport, I don't know of the sport, but he's top 5 for sure.
yeah, I mean,
I
he'd.
think it would be Jones, GSP, Silva, Volk.
Well, what about Mighty Mouse? He's
I
Mighty
think Volk goes ahead of Mighty Mouse if he
because Mighty
beats.
Mouse struggled to move up. Yeah,
He never moved up, and his weight class wasn't that tough.
yeah, yeah,
I think Volk
yeah.
goes right into that 4 spot. If he defends again, he's over Anderson Silva, in my opinion.